All right, so if you're very familiar with the game and you're just having issues getting it running and everything up and running properly, just going to show you how to do this really quick. Then we'll go back to the normal video and the walkthrough as planned. All you need is a water pump. It has to be in the water, obviously. This pump does not pump stuff uphill. So you connect the water pump to power and you run a line out to a secondary pump. Anytime that you have water going uphill, you have to use a secondary water pump. If it's going downhill, the water pump will block it from going down. It only pushes it upward. So basically, all you have to do is run it from water pump to a secondary pump, then up to your purifier. And you power your purifier, and then you run your line. As you see, I have it going uphill, so I'm going to use a pump, again, to my water bin. Then I connect from the water bin down to my sprinklers, and there you go. You power your sprinklers, and you have everything working. That way it functions fully and properly. Now back to the normal video. Hey guys, I want to show you how to set up a farm in Once Human. We're going to go ahead and start from scratch because this whole process can be really tricky to get everything to work and run properly at the end. So I'm going to go ahead and start from scratch and build the entire farm and show you how to go through it. All right, so first things first, here in the weapon and gear tab, kind of weird that it's called weapon and gear, huh? Because it's all like cookie and stuff, whatever. Must be a bug for right now. You want to get down here, get your stoves and cooking, obviously. And you want planting, compost bins, and planter boxes. There's more fertilizer ones, but you don't need all these right now. Basically, just start with the planter boxes. Then you want to come over here to the rainwater collection system and move down to the water pumps and automatic irrigation and osmosis water purifier. So these are the main things you need to start up your farm setup. All right, first thing, we're going to come in here in our facilities and functional, and we need to make our compost bins. Here they are. So you just slap a couple of these down, however many you want, 1, 2, or 3, it really doesn't matter. So all you got to do is make a compost bin, and then all you got to do is put in, you can put any kind of junk food you want, but obviously spoiled food. We have tons of this. I mean, if you've been playing this game at all, you're going to have hundreds of this stuff all over the place. So just go ahead and slap your spoiled food in there, and boom. You're going to be getting your fertilizer every 5 minutes. All right, next. This is when things start to get a little tricky. We're going to start with your water pump. Now, it actually says this is a water pump, right? So you would think it would automatically pump it. The water pump does not automatically pump. So once you have your water pump put in the water, obviously you got to hook power up to it. Then you have other options as well, where you can see attach a wire, connect a pipe. So whenever you're pumping water, you want to make your first source coming out to a water bin, and we want to put it high up in the air. So we're going to go ahead and start the water bucket. Here's another trick. If you didn't know this already, most people do, but default, you press F5 and it'll let you go into free camera mode. I have it set to tilde, but you can just move it. It makes it so much easier for building bases. So I'm going to go ahead and put our water bucket up here. Now I'm going to go ahead and connect the pipe to it. All right, we got this sucker connected. Now I'm going to go ahead and wait for a little bit, go in future 5 minutes. All right, so now some time passed, and I see, well, hey, look, there's dirty water right here. I got the hose running right up here to this bin. Should be full of water, right? Nope, nothing's in here. So that's where it starts to get tricky. Even though it is a water pump, basically need to scrap this line right here. All right, so even though we were actually using water pumps, these water pumps only pump water out of the ground. So anytime that you run the V lines up in the air, you need to put one of these water pumps in. So once you put one of those water pumps in, you go ahead and connect your line to it. And then you also have to run power to this thing too as well. And there we go. All right, so now that we have all our water pumps hooked up to the water, extra water pump coming up to the water bucket. We now have a supply of water coming up here finally. So next, you want to build your water purifier. You can do either one. You know, if you're not into the tungsten stage yet, you can do the compact water filter if you want. And then we have to run power to these two as well. All right, now that we got the power and the lines run to these, they should start purifying water. Then as you see, oh man, no, the water isn't getting into these. So at this point now, we need to move these down to our lower level so the gravity takes the water down, or we need to put in a water pump here to move the water to the purifiers. Okay, so now that the gravity is going down on these lines, you can actually have these suck up some water now, and they should be making our purified water. We got our nice supply of water set up. We're going to start building the farm now. All right, so to set up the crops, you want to go ahead and come to your compost bin and get some of your fertilizer. Then we're going to start building our plots. Now, I'm a little sloppy. I know you guys might make your stuff a little better looking than me, but I'm just going to try to throw it down to get us a good start. But I'm going to try. You can also do this in free form as well. All right, now we got some plots down. Going to go ahead and put down the sprinkler. Automatic irrigation facility is what it's called. So you want this in the middle of your crop somewhere. And this as well, it runs off of power. So now we got it powered up. Now we're going to connect to a line here, our water bucket. We're going to connect the pipe from that to the irrigation facility. All right, now we got it functioning. Now there's also a thing here, so where you can actually just put in water, but we got it feeding automatically. That's what you want. You want it all to be automated. But you can also set the value. So obviously we want on max, right? We want to get max water out of one sprinkler so we don't have to run more. So there we go. We got our sprinkler set up. Now this is when we use the fertilizer. So say we're just going to grab some corn here. Just going to use basic fertilizer. Now there's other fertilizers you can make like mutant boost, growth boost, fertilizer growth boost, and you can craft all these at your synthesis bench. So you can do those however you want. Right now I'm just going to do corn. Corn's good for making beer, so I'm going to plant a whole bunch of corn. Yeah, this is probably the main reason why you want to do a farm is for making beer, because it's the best drink in the game. It doesn't go bad, and it removes sanity. It's really good. Actually, I have some in my inventory I can show you. Right here, corn ale. Has 100 hydration, plus 1,000 sanity, and clear-minded. It's super good. Like the best drink ever. You want corn ale at all times. Now, when you pick your crops, do you get more than just one piece of corn or a corn from each thing? Usually you get about 5 with regular fertilizer. If it has enough light and enough water, you'll get about 5 corns per box. Now you can get like fertilizer that increases how much you get per. You can also increase deviate chance. All right, so now we got everything up and going. You see we got a lot of buttons and stuff over top of these here. Yeah, the 2-slit experiment works here. If you look at the light, it works better. Right now it's water, so we got 100% light, 3% water.
That's low. It just takes time too for the water to work over time. Just fill it up. And now you don't have to use natural light either. We have indoor growing lights as well, which I'm going to show you how to set those up too as well. As you see, we got light coming to all these, no problem. And actually, the sprinkler's hitting them all. We're getting water in all of them. This one's reaching even out here, so that's good. All right, so now I'm going to set up the lights in case you want to do an indoor farm. Now, you also want to put it up at least 2 stories high. If you only put it up 1 story high, you'll have to put a lot more lights. The lights can reach out further. You do it at least 2 stories high. All right, now we can place the lights. Back into functional. Look, there's the grow light. I don't have it unlocked, so let me grab that now. Here's our grow lights. Right down here, you gotta get fertilizer 1, and then you got grow lights. All right, there we go. Preview mode again. And then same thing with these, you gotta run power to them, obviously. I know other lights don't need power, but these grow lights do. All right, there we go. And we got our grow lights hooked up. And these also have a current value too that you gotta set. So I was turning them up to 100. So you're like, this is completely optional. I don't know if it actually makes them grow faster or not. It might be just for indoor growing. But you can do either or. You can just leave them out in the sun, or you can do grow lights. I mean, the grow lights work 24/7.
All right, she's good to go.
So that could
Let's
be a
check
benefit.
back
It may
and see
make
how
them
the
grow
crops
faster.
look tomorrow.
As you see now, our light's still at 100%. And our water's at 13%. I mean, we could even add a second sprinkler so they get watered faster. They're only at 2% germination, so they still have 98% to go. Gonna go ahead and add in a second sprinkler so we get more water. All right, there we go. Now we got our farm basically set up and growing. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and start building some more plots to grow more corn. 5 rows. I could fit another row right there. I wonder if the sprinklers would reach it. Let's see. Got nowhere to put this guy.
All right, it's harvest time. Look at this pretty croppage. All my corn is done. Let's see how it did. Harvest. Okay, we got 5 corn, 1 seed. 3 corn, 1 seed. Good stuff. So we're getting lots of corn now. Of course, you still have to just manually replant it. I don't know if in the future they're going to add in some more planting options where you can just plant everything at once. We'll see about that. So there you go. That's how you grow your crops. And right here, I'm going to show you real quick the fermentation barrel. This is how you make your corn ale. So basically, yeah, you don't need electricity for this. You just got to run a water line to it. And I did do some adjustments. I put my bucket up top here, just so you know, it's nice and convenient having the lines come down to the sprinklers real easy. And I put a roof up anyway, so yep, just got to have a line going down in here to the fermentation barrel, and that's here. And go ahead and go in the cradle, medics, and it should be down in here. near the farming somewhere. Brewing barrels. Yep. You got to have kitchen sets unlocked in order to get the brewing barrels. But yep. It's all you got to do. Just go in there. You automatically got the water coming from the input. And all you have to do is select down here and you pick your crops. Like corn gives you corn ale. Wheat gives you a different kind of ale. Potatoes give you vodka. And that's how you get your juicy ales. And you just slap it in there. Boom. There you go. You got constant corn ale being made. Also, they have deviants that do affect the crops. Like we got the fly here, or the bee. Flowers, it likes having flowers nearby, so I planted a little flower on the ground. Plant near, okay, deviation, recover energy and speed boost and activity and score and hibernation. Not quite sure what that does, but I think he's good to have around crops. And there we have it. I hope this video helped you and taught you everything you need to know about farming. One last thing too, I want to go over all the kinds of fertilizers too real quick. All right, so we have other kinds of specialized fertilizers that you can make. I'm going to go ahead and show you these real quick. Just come to your advanced supplies workbench. Let's see where they're at. So we got yield booster. So basically throw in some mushrooms with the fertilizer. Will boost the crop nutrition, increasing yield when the plant is fully mature. So obviously, you get more than 5 corns a piece or whatever you're planting. The fertilizer growth boost. This will make them grow faster, and you just got to put apples in there with some fertilizer to make that. And then we got mutation boost fertilizer that will rewrite the plant's genome, increasing the chance that it'll become deviated. I'm not too familiar with deviated crops yet. I think they're just used. I know you put them in the fermentation barrel, but I'm not too sure. But I'm sure this is going to be a really good thing to use in the future. Well, there we have it, guys. I hope you liked the video. I hope this taught you everything you need to know about farming. And thanks for watching.